day 31, and we're continuing with Genesis 6, verse 9. This is the line of Noah. Noah was a righteous man. He was blameless or perfect in his age, and Noah walked with God. And we've already gone over a few things, like Noah's name being mentioned twice in succession here, and 3 times in the entire verse, being called a righteous man here, and perfect or blameless here, or flawless, or complete, or without blemish. So let's see what some of the sources have to say. This is Ibn Ezra. It says, righteous in his deeds, and flawless or perfect in his heart. And in his generation, or literally his generations, in the generation of the flood and all the succeeding generations through which he lived, Noah did not die until Abraham was 58 years old. So he did not die until Abraham was 58 years old. And 58 is only interesting to me because I know that it's the value in gematria of the name Noach. So Noah is 58. And you can find him 41 times in the entire Hebrew Bible. Okay, so let's see what Sepharno says. Okay, these are the generations of Noah, the Toldot Noah, a reference to his history, commencing with his own life and continuing with that of his offspring. And it says he was a righteous man in his deeds, and tamim, or perfect, in his attitudes, according to the generations during which he lived. They included part of the generation of Methuselah, of Lamech, or Lamech, I think it's Lamech here that they mean though, and those during the 600 years before the flood. It says of him, he walked in God's way, trying to be helpful to others and to instruct, and if necessary to rebuke them, as our sages pointed out. And other historians have written this about him as well. So it does say here that he did try to help people out and instruct them. This is all before the giving or the instructions to build the ark, because I know that some people come down on him for not trying to convince God or convince other people, but while he was building the ark, but they would come by and see the construction and ask him about it, and then they would basically laugh in his face. Like, there's one thing that people need to understand as well, that there were no other righteous people alive at the time, and at least in Abraham's time we know that there were, and there were other God-fearing people around. So there is a difference here. When you're trying to compare patriarchs and things like this, it's